Good afternoon and welcome back to the 2025 Singlife Nations Cup. We are here in Singapore. Bit of rain this morning, but that has not dampened our spirits for day 2 of competition. I'm Tamara Weatherburn, and joining me in commentary today, she needs no introduction, but she'll get one anyway, former Singapore Vanders player Kimberly Lim. Welcome, Kim. Thanks for being here.
Hi, really excited to be here with you today, Tamara.
For day 1, we had a opening ceremony which set the scene, and our MC is just going to call on the first game of the day.
To be keeping you company all week long, 6 teams vying for the crown to become Nations Cup champions. We had 3 matches yesterday. We're going to kickstart things with 3 matches today. Starting at 3 p.m., Singapore A against Isle of Man. Very shortly, I will have the team news for you. Both teams looking for their first win of this tournament. Started the tournament yesterday, both suffering defeats, but nonetheless, a brand new day, brand new hope.
And of course, up first today, we have Singapore A taking on Isle of Man. Both teams chasing a win. Both teams started off with strong games. And they'll be called onto the court now.
At goal shooter, we have Alice Cross. At goal attack, we have Chloe Suarez. At wing attack, co-captain Ashley Hall. At center, co-captain Rachel Johnston. At wing defense, Rianne Evans. At goal defense, Kenzie Pizze. And at goalkeeper, Natalie Suarez. Their substitutes, Becca Cook, Alish Harris, Lexa Hattersley, Zoe Kirkham, and Paige Macquarie. Head coach, Jane Lomas. Assistant coach, Nordia Masters. Team manager, Pip Cross. Physiotherapist, Alex Johnston. And that is your team, Isle of Man. And now it's time for me to introduce Team Singapore A. At goal shooter, Zulfa Rashad. At goal attack, co-captain Priscilla Wong. At wing attack, Janine Ang. At center, Li Xuan. At wing defense, Matilda Narayan. At goal defense, Faith Maria Lawrence. And at goalkeeper, Sindhu Nair. Their substitutes, Sheikha Al-Junaid, Charlotte Lee, co-captain Mickey Ng, Uzma Rashad, and Naya Sanders. Head coach, Yo Mi Hong. Assistant coach, Kokman Wai. Team manager, Vicky Wu. And physiotherapist, Noor Hafiza. That is your team, Singapore A. And your umpires for today's match. Adrian Abrahams, Kwan Yi Tang, and reserve umpire Rachel Stebbings. Ladies and gentlemen, match 1 of match day 2 at the Singlife Nations Cup. About to kick off very, very soon. The stage is set, the umpires are ready. It's time to play some netball.
And we are off. Lee Shuang gets us underway with the center pass. Singapore A looking to get that first point on the board. Kim, just how important is it to get off to a strong start in these Nation Cup games?
I think the quality of the teams coming in, right, you really do have to have a strong start because that allows you to build momentum throughout the week and also build the confidence, especially for a team like Singapore A when they are relatively young.
And Zulfar gets the first point on the board for Singapore A. A little knock yesterday, but she's looking okay. Ball over the goal line. Isle of Man with the throw-in. Isle of Man, oh, quick shooter-to-shooter pass under the post. And it's one apiece. Just the two changes to Isle of Man from their starting lineup from yesterday. In goal defense, goalkeeper, we see Paisy and Swales get the call up for the starting 7. Singapore A, ball in hand. Strong take, a little contact. Kim, what can we expect from this shooting combination for Singapore A?
It's a bit different from what we saw yesterday where we had Priscilla in the circle as a holding shooter. So with her moving out and Zulfa in, I think they're going to rotate the circle a bit more and hopefully keep the ball a lot flatter and away from the taller defenders.
That's it, so a moving circle. With the ball back here for another opportunity. And she nails it. The crowd love it. Scores a 2-1 with Isle of Man. Centre pass. Kicking off with the co-captains in the centre wing attack combination, but Singapore too strong in defence. Perhaps a little bit of nerves early on in this game, a few turnovers. Isle of Man looking long, good connection from Hall, looks. And another over the baseline. Apologies, goal line.
Sindhu really having a strong impact on the first quarter coming in. I think yesterday she came off the bench and the good work she did actually earn her the start today.
And what a luxury to be able to have such a diverse group of athletes. Big take, mid-range shot. Doesn't quite drop this time. Contest for the rebound. The little kick in and out. Repositioning. Beautiful finish there. And again, the crowd love it. Plenty of excitement here to support Singapore A. Contact call. Looks long, bullet of a pass. Beautiful drive down court to circle edge. And another one, and for those who joined in yesterday, the drums are back, creating a fantastic atmosphere here at OCBC Arena. And of course, our umpires for today, Adrian Abrahams, all the way from South Africa. Kwan Yitang coming over from Hong Kong, and reserve Rachel Stebbings from Australia. Opportunity here for Isle of Man. The crowd have upped their ante here, urging the Singapore A side to come up with an intercept. Oh, good fake. Good patience we're seeing early from Isle of Man. But another one over the goal line, Kim. What do we think we need to see Isle of Man change it up in this early quarter?
I think with the call-out, the good work from Sindhu and Faith, they're actually having really nice switches. So the shooters really do have to offset anything really coming through the front.
Absolutely. And Another opportunity for Isle of Man to do just that. As we've said, both teams chasing a win. The scores yesterday, Singapore A took on last year's champions, Kenya, 57-24. Couldn't get the win there. Isle of Man took on the host nation, Singapore, 61-37. And Singapore A with another turnover opportunity here. Just under 10 minutes, the scores are 4-2 the way of Singapore A. Some good patience here early on from Singapore. Zulfa coming out of the circle. Looks long, doesn't drop on this instance. As Isle of Man, Natalie Swales takes the penalty pass. Of course, on court with her sister, Chloe Ngolatak. How special to get to represent your country together. Co-captain Johnston with the ball. Little give and go onto the circle. Oh, beautiful intercept. That defensive unit is hard to break through today, showing why they have got the start for Singapore A. Kim, what are they doing so well down there in defense to keep producing those turnovers?
I think they've been having really good communication. Every time the shooters try to switch their sides, both defenders are actually taking the front.
Yep. Great communication, exactly what you need from a defensive pairing. Lee with the ball, finds Zulfa. I'm enjoying Zulfa's movements, breaking through the defenders in that circle. And she's able to sink that one from mid-range. Is that about the distance that she would normally feel comfortable shooting from?
Oh, she's a long-range shooter, even in our local league. And she's someone that's a momentum player. So when she gets her confidence, pretty much nothing stops her.
Unbeatable. Excellent. And who does she play for locally?
She's actually playing for what we call Mission Menace. So it's a team where players who don't really have a club can actually travel for and gather to play for the local league.
Amazing. And a goal for Isle of Man. 5-3. Still the way of Singapore A. With another opportunity here. You can just see all the fans in the background with their Singapore flags. It looks fantastic. The energy here at OCBC Stadium is just wonderful for these two teams. And the drums are back. Adding to the excitement. Contact call, just clarifying between the players and umpire.
I think Isle of Man is really doing a good job tagging their player. Every time someone gets a ball, they're definitely there with hands over.
Yeah.
I would really love to see the Singapore A team provide a couple more options to the ball. Right now it's pretty long and you only have one really strong option.
So another option to the ball. And of course, Kim, 119 international caps to your name. So for any young players out there that want to progress through the netball pathways, listen in because you might get some hot tips. And another beautiful intercept. And sharing the work evenly, I think, down in that defensive end. Both doing a mountain of work. Long ball in, great balance, flicks it back in. This shooting partnership on fire. 7-3, 6 to go. Johnston just urging her team on in defense, asking for a bit more from the Manx Rams. As Kim said, strong hands over we're seeing down there, just preventing Singapore from having multiple options. And we have the throw in here, going the way of the Rams. Up the sideline, they recenter through the middle. Quick transition off the hands of Hall. Johnston finds Swales under the post. And she's certainly been good there when they've been able to connect with her under the post. 7-4, 5 to go. Quick bullet pass. Swing ball. And effective use of the swing there. I think for Isle of Man yesterday, what we were seeing a little bit with the swing ball was it wasn't always producing that next option, either to the shooter or to the top of the circle as we just saw then. So at times the shooters weren't quite set with their body positioning to be able to use that swing ball effectively. And for the swing ball, I mean across court, across the circle. But beautiful use of it just before for the Isle of Man. Little shooter to shooter, bit of flair on the pass. And they're able to finish that one. And you can hear the crowd. Bounce pass, looks in. Able to thread the needle in this instance through the defenders, but they come up with the rebound. Long connection up the middle. Good backup from the defensive unit, helping on transition. Little contact. Zolfa repositioning into the circle. Little tumble on court, but as we've seen all yesterday, some good sportsmanship in the Nations Cup. The centre pass will be the way of Singapore. And 3 minutes 30 to go in this first quarter. Home alone for Wong as she has beautiful timing on her entry into the circle. Now, Kim, going into this first quarter break, if you are the coach for Isle of Man, what are you going to be asking from your players going into the next quarter?
Exactly what we saw from Johnston. That pass and cut and quick release is really what they need to do.
Wasn't it beautiful? So a bit more movement, utilising their speed. They've certainly got it. There are some beautiful connections on court for Isle of Man. We have a change coming in. Tactical change, which can, of course, only be after a goal before the centre pass. Singapore, they'll have the throw in. Just regathering the ball at the moment. Fine circle edge. Another one for Singapore as we see Cook enter the court for Isle of Man. What can she add? Reset ball. Johnston wants to move it on quickly. Long ball in, but spoiled by Singapore A.
Isle of Man putting on a zone defense, but Janine cleverly coming through the middle.
And apologies, Harris entering into goal shooter before. And Kim, what would you need to do as an attacker to start to break through that zone defense?
Really finding a body first. Ooh, good take, Janine.
That's all right, she's back up. Co-captain Johnston, strong and certainly not unfamiliar with the tumbles that can happen in netball and a little bit of friendly fire. Johnston, 43 caps to her name. Alongside her co-captain, Ashley Hall, 44 caps. So much experience through that midcourt. Doesn't quite sink it. Another opportunity. Harris, 180 centimetres. Adding a little bit of height into that circle. Looks to go back. Just slips through the hands there. Isle of Man are off. And this crowd, 15 minutes of non-stop cheering. 5 seconds left in this first quarter. Rebound, she'll need to get it off quickly. And no goal, so that brings us to the end of the first quarter. 13-7. And a great first quarter to get us underway for day 2 of competition as we look to some highlights from today. Kim, who's impressed you early?
So far on her front balls and her long shots, her confidence has really lifted her team. And of course, from the Isle of Man side, it's Ashley Hall. Despite her age, she's really speedy and she's brought the ball quickly in the circle edge for her shooters.
So impressive. And we heard Hall talking in the post-game interview yesterday that, you know, despite having so much experience, she's not ready to hang up the shoes just yet, has more to give. And I think it's important to have that experience out there on court, particularly for a tournament like the Nations Cup. Well, you can see the crowd there, no doubt looking forward to all the action of the second quarter here in Game 1 of the Nations Cup at OCBC Stadium. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon. And Johnston will get us underway for the second quarter. Game 4 of the Nations Cup. First game for day 2. 13-7, the way of Singapore A. And we have been off to a great start. Singapore showing some early dominance on court. Kim, we've liked the defensive unit. We've liked the rotations with the shooters. But we haven't talked about the mid-court yet, which is terrible considering we're both mid-court players. What are we liking from Singapore A's mid-court? What are they doing to apply pressure and defense to allow that defensive unit to keep gaining those intercepts? And conversely, the work they're doing out front of the shooters to help open up the circle.
I think we spoke a lot about the circle defenders coming out for hands and really sharing the load. But what we did not say was the work that the center and wing defenses were doing outside the circle to set it up. So they're the quiet workhorses for the team. And I think on attack as well, they've been really patient, really moving the space and cutting it through once the space opened up for themselves.
And predominantly a wing attack in your time?
Yes.
A little bit of a general in the attacking end. What are some key components that you would want from a wing attack?
First thing is really the ability to play make, helping to open the space for both your centers as well as your shooters. And the courage to actually just send the ball in the moment it opens up.
Absolutely. And another one for Singapore A. Just the one substitution going into this. And that doesn't quite come off cleanly, but they'll take the ball. So Mickey entering the court into wing defense. Little give and go. Can't get the clean ball away, and Johnston read that beautifully, and the tenacity just to chase that down. Isle of Man screaming down court. I think that's the swing swing ball I was mentioning earlier. Not always effective, but that shooter drive, beautiful. We love to see it. Big reset, strong drive from the speedy Hall. She has quick change of pace, but also that first step as soon as she releases the ball so fast. Singapore, top of circle, prime real estate for the feed into the shooters. And changes for the Isle of Man. We see Natalie Swales go to the bench. With Paige Macquarie onto the court, taking that goalkeeper bib. Singapore, centre pass, looks long, and Johnston again. Whatever coach Jane Lomas said at halftime has certainly inspired their co-captain. Working overtime.
And even the ball speed on the attack as well, they're really daring to release the ball now. And that's allowed them to open up and pull the defenders apart.
Like we said, budding young netballers, listen in. Kim has all the netball hot tips. And we spoke about our young netballers. There they are, excited to be on the big screen.
Just a quick change for the shooters, so Priscilla and Zulfa swapping the vips.
And is that perhaps a more comfortable combination for them, or are they strengths in both combinations?
I think both of them play relatively well across both positions, but this is the combination that we tend to see across the both of them.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see Charlotte Lee inject at some point into this game?
Oh, I would love to see her. She played really well when she came on court yesterday. The ability to stay strong and go for a ball, and even the long shots that she had going on.
I agree. She brought some fresh energy onto the court. Charlotte Lee, I believe, studying to be a doctor as well. So impressive from the youngster.
Perhaps taking a leaf out of Nikki Ng's book.
Yep. And like we spoke about yesterday, majority of these athletes also full-time work alongside their full-time playing responsibilities. Many study. Makes it even more impressive. And Kim, how did you find balancing the life of an athlete with also work and career? How do you find that balance?
Honestly, it was really tough. And was there really a balance? I think we tried our best, but of course, when it came to crunch time and on season, we just had to make some sacrifices with family and friends.
Yep. And a sacrifice many of these players are making to be here. We've had countries travelling far and wide to have their national team here. Great drive up the middle.
So again, Isle of Man putting on a box defense again. I would really love to see the Singapore A team players just take their body on and really break that box immediately.
So taking the space away when you're setting up a zone or an offline style defense. Kim's asked for it. Let's see what Singapore A do. They're keeping them off the circle at the moment, but long drive from Zulfa. But again, Johnston, that's 3 turnovers in the start of this second quarter. So impressive. She has been an absolute standout today. 16-11, just over 8 to go. Long shot, doesn't drop, just bounces off the rim. Swales able to gather the rebound and finish off the Isle of Man team. Urging their team on. Just take a minute to wipe the court. Important our players are safe out there. And we're back underway. Papua New umpire just making sure that the players are controlled early in this game. Goal line throw in, inside the circle, finds Hall. There's a good use of those triangles. That's working very effectively for them when they are able to produce those good angles around the circle. Maybe a little bit quiet from the Singay defenders at the moment. Oh, great. Feed in. And Isle of Man are up. They're cheering as they chip away that 3-goal difference. Zulfa, center pass receive. Good balance on court. Oh, it goes loose, able to balance. Working it down court, being patient. Little knock, Johnston again. Trying to make it 4 intercepts for this quarter. Looks long, feeds it back out. Little roll off. Tries to open up Wong and held ball. We'll see Isle of Man opportunity to bring it to 2, which will be the closest margin we've seen for a little while in this game.
Isle of Man has done a really good job isolating the ball carrier and really pushing the attackers apart.
Absolutely, you have to break down those connections, which are so strong in Singapore A. Little fumble, but we've got a contact call. Fake. Finds Swales. Under the post. Doesn't drop. Able to gather the rebound. And Mickey gathers the ball. Long ball down court. And just a bit too high there. Unable to connect with Zulfa on the goal line. The shooters in this Singapore A side, effective use of moving around the whole circle. Long ball, but we're able to take that cleanly and balance. Harris, good since coming on. And we have a tactical change.
So we have Uzma coming in at center, replacing Li Xuan. And Li Xuan moving to wing attack, with Ang moving to the bench.
And what do we think Yao Mi Hong, head coach, Singapore A, 2024 Singapore Coach of the Year, what do we think she's looking for from her players with this change?
I think with Uzma coming on, of course, fresh legs, driving the ball down. And I think early on we spoke before the game started about Li Xuan as well. Her speed and her cuts. I think that's what hopefully Mi Hong's looking for, so that she can help keep the circle edge.
Yeah. And so important in these long tournaments to have fresh legs. All 12 players playing an important role across the week. 16-15, just 1 point the difference. Just over 4 to go until halftime. Kim, tell us what Isle of Man have done so well to bring this margin back.
I think it's them really tagging their players, going for ball. And I would say something that has really played against the Singapore A team is their relative inexperience and age. They're young, so when momentum goes against them, sometimes players tend to freeze and stop moving. So it'd be nice for them to start grouping, maybe perhaps even the mid-court, the shooters, starting together and playing off each other, building their connections again.
That's it. And I think when things get tough, you have to rely on some of those connections out there. And as you said, coming together, just taking a breath, able to get that balance on court, read off each other. And a very young team we have in Singapore A. I believe 5 were at the youth games. So impressive. Opportunity for Isle of Man to bring this to even. Strong drive from co-captain Hall. Connecting in, back out to reposition. Strong defense. Oh, but able to just pop through the middle. Harris with a beautiful time drive. We love it here in the commentary box. Isle of Man love it down from their officials. And the scores are even. Nordia Masters, assistant coach, she is up supporting the Manx Rams, and they take the lead for the first time, 16-17, and we absolutely have a game on our hands. Singapore A looking to bring it back to even. Nearly spoiled. Evans in wing defense for the Manx Rams. Another one that probably hasn't had enough airtime from us. She's done an excellent job defensively. Opportunity here for Zulfa. That's okay, able to gather her own rebound. And is able to drop that. There's our incredibly experienced officials for the Singapore A side.
So a couple of changes for the Singapore A team. We have Janine Ang coming back in at center, Priscilla moving to goal attack, and we have Charlotte coming in at goal shooter. So really excited to see what she can help the team do on the attack side.
And we've been excited to see Charlotte enter the court. Let's see what magic she can bring to push this side ahead. Oh, and immediately, ball goes long, but she's able to gather it. Flicked it back into Wong, who has the ball in hand, and a beautiful shot. So impressive, all 3 shooters for Singapore A. A little bit of intensity we've seen from the side.
I'm really loving the work that Li Xuan is doing at wing attack. Her daringness to actually really just drive into the pockets for the long ball has helped open up the space and allow the shooters to stay in and be an option.
That's what we want. We want the work of the mid-courts, able to free up the shooters. Speaking of shooters, Swales kicking it out. Harris turns. And we're back to even. Just 20 seconds to go here. Both teams will be looking to try and finish ahead at halftime. 12 seconds. Co-captain to co-captain. Eating up the clock here a little bit, but they'll need to get it in soon. Looks, and it just falls short. A little bit rushed on that final attempt. And wow, Kim, what a game we have. We've promised exciting netball this week. We thought these teams were going to match up really well, and as we said, both chasing the win. What do you think we can expect from the second half?
I think in the third quarter, especially, which is what we call the championship quarter, both teams will be ready to come out strong. And I think it's a team that can really gel together, because we saw in the first quarter, the Singapore A team was really connected. And then conversely, in the second quarter, the Isle of men team actually came together better.
That's
So
it.
perhaps stronger drives from both teams, and I think Isle of Man would love to see more of their shots going in. Apparently shooting percentage sitting pretty low at the moment.
That's it. And both teams will be looking to shift the momentum their way going into this second half. Both benches urging their teams forward. An important match to get a win on the board in this Nations Cup for 2025. We'll be back soon. We are back for the second half. Scores are 18 apiece. We spoke about what we would like to see from both these sides. Both chasing a win here. And can't connect there, a little miscommunication. Isle of Man with the throw-in. Singapore A able to get the ball back. Long shot doesn't drop. Isle of Man shooting at 61% yesterday for their first game. They'll no doubt be looking at that as a team with their coaches, wanting to increase that. Working the ball around. They will get the throw in. Contact pull at the transverse. Little replay. Small tumble, but back up. Oh, great work. Able to come up with the intercept. Deemed possession. Great drive up the middle. That is a beautiful connection drive. Patience from Singapore A. Some changes for Isle of Man. We see Cook enter into the goal attack position. Isle of Man comes up with the ball. We see Swales off, but her sister enters the game into goal defense. Natalie Swales back on court. She will be looking to have an early impact in the defense end. Beautiful shot. Becca Cook, goal on the board. "17 caps at just 22 years of age." And another one for Isle of Man as they push out the score by 2. Singapore, opportunity to reduce that lead. I believe they've had a few changes.
I think just the one change, we have Matilda coming on at goalkeeper, replacing Sindhu Nair.
And another goal bringing that margin back to 1. Matilda, of course, playing across goalkeeper and wing defense. The drums are on. The crowd inspiring the home side, wanting them to get the win. All drives forward, no one in the circle. Strong take. Lee connects in. And able to finish it there. Charlotte Lee certainly has a beautiful technique. 20 years of age, big future ahead for her. Some good angles, good movements by the Isle of Man. Kim was talking about the speed of ball that she likes to see down that attack end. It does work very well for them. Unfortunately, just playing through the hands for a throw-in, bounce pass, outlet ball. We're seeing that zone defense again from the Isle of Man, looking long. Oh,
what an amazing take.
We love it up here in the commentary box, enjoying the injection of Lee. Strong drive out. Oh, we've just had a knock. Wong just left of screen. Lee able to finish it off without her shooting partner. Will just hold time. Make sure she's okay. A knock to the face, I think. Looks in a bit of pain. Maybe her jaw? Some attention from the physio. Looks okay. Has to come off though. We'll see Zulfa enter back into the game. We'll need a quick transition from her back into this shooting lineup. Singapore out by 1. Strong defense. Pressure on everything. Driving into the pocket. Cook. Oh, great fake and finds her shooting partner in crime. Cook able to finish that one. Cook has had a good injection into this game. Some good depth there. Looking long.
Singapore A mid-court starting to get confident, looking long into Charlotte Lee with it. And I mean, with such a strong hold like hers, I would totally release that ball as well.
And perhaps something we were missing yesterday coming up against the Kenya defensive unit. Harder to send that ball long, but being very effective and, as you said, confident. Finding Charlotte deep in the circle. Another one for Cook. 23 apiece. And a change coming on. Kirkham, I believe. Kirkham back into the game. She was strong yesterday. .23 caps, 24 years of age. Will look to have an impact on breaking down this shooting unit. She was great on the rebounds yesterday. Zulfa, mid-range, passes off. Shooter to shooter pass. Just getting a better angle under the post. Isle of Man looks long. That is a great vision shown by co-captain Ashley Hall. Long shot, doesn't drop. Oh, but the athleticism to flick that pack in over the goal line. High fives from the shooters. Strong take. Looks long, but not over the hands of Kirkham. Quick connection. Isn't able to pull that one in. Mickey Ng doing so much work in that wing defense position. Six to go, 24 all. Oh. These signs are taking a beating today. That's a beautiful feed. Kim, what have you liked from Cook? Isle of Man goal attack on the screen now. What has she brought into this game?
Oh, I think she's moved the circle really beautifully for them. She has caused the two defenders to actually start turning their heads. And that's what allowed the ball to go in flat as well.
She has been strong for the Manx Rams. Both teams warming up. We're going to see some more fresh legs coming in to have their impact on this game. Singapore, I can see perhaps a keeper change coming. Call comes. We'll set the penalty. Shooters working together. Charlotte finding that goal line drive and converting. 25 all. And we do have the change as we look to our fantastic crowd. Is that Naya back on court into keeper?
Yep, so we have Sindhu Naya back at goalkeeper. I think Coach Mi Hong is probably looking for the connection between Lawrence and Naya as well to get some ball back for the Singapore A team.
And they've been good earlier this match. Winning ball crucial in this championship quarter. And cool, calm and collected sinks another one. Kim, 119 caps to your name. What level of fitness does it take to perform over 60 minutes in these games?
I don't think you could ever be fit enough. The games do take a beating on your body, but I think what you can see out on court, the girls have definitely did their groundwork.
Working hard, showing why 12 players important in these competitions. Just setting the penalty. Long drive, Kirkham comes out. Perhaps forces the turnover. Smart from Kirkham having a look. Pays off in this instance. Johnston looking long, connects with Cook. Quick ball movement that we love from the Manx Rams. And again, Cook just cutting through that circle. And able to convert. Pushing ahead by one. Just under 3 to go. Strong hands over. We've had nearly 45 minutes of non-stop cheering here. fantastic atmosphere for the Nations Cup. Cook again using the space in that circle beautifully. Singapore A with the ball. Just over 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Shooters just presenting into the same space, but able to come up with the goal anyway. Kim, what's your prediction for this final term? Do you think we'll see any new players injecting into the game?
I think the Singapore A team will likely rotate a couple more players on court just to keep the legs fresh. Isle of Man really has the momentum going for them now, so I highly doubt they will make any changes.
I agree. I think that Cook, again, cutting through the defenders. Her movements so precise, so sharp. Little bounce off the post. That is some netball IQ. Able to get her feet onto the court before gathering the ball. Singapore A. A minute here to try and reduce this margin of 2. Reset ball. Outside the circle from Charlotte Lee. Zulfa turns. Doesn't drop this time. Isle of Man with the throw-in. Singapore A just chasing a little bit in defense. We'll need to see them step up, try and prevent this Isle of Man Manx Rams team from adding another goal onto the tally. Shooter movement so quick. Bounce pass in. 15 seconds. Long shot, doesn't drop. Just a little bit more follow through needed on that shot just to help it smooth sail through the goals. Singapore A, the clock will run them out. They don't have time. They try and send it long. And 27-29.
Against Singapore A. A sterling comeback from the ladies at Isle of Man. One more quarter left to play. So here's the best of Q3.
Kim, can we just take a minute to talk about Becca Cook's injection into goal attack for Isle of Man?
Yeah, she's been so impressive. Speed to burn. She's the shortest in the circle, but yet she plays like she owns the whole circle.
You'd know a thing about being one of the shorties out on court.
Definitely.
Tell me, what tools do you need in your tool belt as a shorter player to have such an impact?
So like what Cook has showed is really the agility and the speed, and also the change of pace as well to get your defenders standing still and then having that quick burst, which is what she's shown. And that has actually rewarded her with a lot of balls right under the post.
That's it. She has been impressive. As we see her on screen now, sinking another shot. The officials, they love it. Isle of Man going into this final term. There she is again
This
with
looks
the
like
lead.
Highlight for Cook.
It's Cook's highlight reel. Singapore A though, a wealth of experience on that officials bench. They'll be looking for more here in the final term. Welcome back. We are here for the fourth and final quarter in this first game for day 2, and what a game we have on our hands, Kim. So exciting. 2 is the difference the way of Isle of Man, but Singapore, with the turnover, able to produce some quality netball throughout this game.
I think we have one change for the Singapore A team. We have Naya coming in at wing defense.
Naya into wing defense. Isle of Man aren't able to gather that one. Singapore A, renewed intensity. Oh, well done, good hands there. Looks long. That beautiful shooter movement. Little contact. That's all right, back up. Looks long.
Another amazing take from Charlotte. Easily slotting the goal.
Lee able to finish. Bring it back to a 1-goal difference. Looks cross court. Centers up through the middle. Out of the circle drive from Zulfa. We'll have a throw in.
Singapore A starting to get a running match with Isle of Man team. We'll love to see them go back to their short movements.
Finding circle edge. In range. Beautiful shot. Nothing but net. Isle of Man. Scores are even. Cook with the ball. The drums are on. Isle of Man showing some patience, but also strong work of this Singapore A defensive unit. They're having a go at everything. Naya out of play. We'll have a 2-on-1 situation. Will we see a screen? No, front present from Cook. She's happy to take that. Can't quite sink that. Singapore A, Lawrence down court. She's been good driving the ball down in transition. Just what you want from your goal defense, wing defense. Bring the ball down court. Oh. He isn't quite able to keep on court. But what else do you want from a co-captain? Leading your team forward.
Yeah, leading from the front, really going for all the balls, trying to shift momentum to their team side. Just amazing to watch.
And we spoke about fitness, of course, centres running the length of the court, doing a mountain of work in attack, but Johnston also coming up with so much defensive pressure.
Look, I was about to just make a comment about the way she's playing. It's the 4th term, and she's playing like it's the first quarter.
The first, yeah, isn't she? Split, turns and sinks it. We see Singapore A out with the lead. What a fantastic game of netball we have to start day 2. Of course, plenty more coming up after this. Goal line throw in. Head coach Yomi Hong will be happy the way that Singapore A has come out for this final quarter. Stamping their feet down early, saying, we want this win. Shooters a little bit wide there. Smart from the mid-courts to just look to reset. Give the shooters time to work out their connection, their timing. Oh, spoil there. from Natalie Swales. Singapore A resetting again. Goal line. Doesn't sink, but I love the timing of Charlotte's goal line pop. Good agility, but just such impressive timing to know when to go so she can beat her opponent. Beautiful. Cook under the post. How impressive for her to be so well positioned. And we can see some Manx of Rams supporters here. They're here watching their granddaughter. And a change. Singapore A. (31-30), just the one goal separating these sides. And apologies, we have Easy back on in goal defense, who took that excellent attempt at intercept earlier. Both her and Swales have been excellent in that goal defense role.
Loving the physicality from Johnston. When the penalty was being set up, she refused to give Ang an inch.
And a few more changes we've seen for the Isle of Man side. We've had Hattersley come into wing attack. She was good yesterday as an injection. Some youthful speed, 24 years of age. We have Swales back into the goal shooter position. And Kim, what changes do we have for Singapore A?
Just the one change. We have Priscilla coming in at goal attack, replacing Zulfa.
Really enjoying the combinations that this Singapore A side are able to work through. So diverse. Each one brings something a little different. And a beautiful shot there from Priscilla Wong. Beautiful take, strong hands. Hotly contested rebound, but she's able to gather it in. This will be important for Isle of Man to try and swing that momentum back their direction. Just one goal. Isle of Man team bench, they're up. They're cheering on their side. They've come a long way to be here at the Nations Cup. Cool, calm and collected. She knows what she's doing. Hattersley, what can she bring to this attacking lineup? Ball has been good for them all game, but as we've talked about, so important in a long week of netball to have different plays you can inject at different times throughout the game, throughout the week. Singapore A looking long, good connection. I have really enjoyed Lee Xuan's linking drives as a wing attack. Able to just connect that ball on transition. Oh, good take, twisting her body in the air. And she finished. And another one. 6 minutes to go. 3 the difference. Singapore A with the ball.
Momentum is really with the Singapore A team at the moment. And you can see it from the confidence in their movements as well, and the willingness to release the passes.
Oh, and the Manx Rams come up with that one. Cook. Johnston, give and go. Finds circle edge beautifully. Shooter to shooter. Strong hold from Cook. Not to be for the Isle of Man. They needed that one. Just over 5 to go. Singapore A on transition. Again, we see the work of the wing defense, goal defense, helping to bring the ball up the court. Looking high, that's a nice feed in. Lee holding the space well. 36-32. Cook with the center pass. Finds Hattersley to Johnston. That reset working well to just reposition onto circle edge. Swing to open. That's when it's effective for the Manx Rams. Rebound. Really need to sink this one, and they do. Four minutes to go. Kim, what's going through your head as a player in these really important close matches?
It's honestly not to let the pressure and the tight scoreline get to you and just do things as per normal. And I think that's exactly what the Singapore A team is doing right now. They're not allowing the scoreline to affect them. They're just going about their day, making strong drives and strong passes.
That's it, Kim, just going about their business. Opening up the circle. Again, Lee with the long shot. We'll have a throw in the way of Singapore A. Penalty shot, and she converts. Cheers from the crowd. They're feeling confident in the Singapore A side. Circle edge from Hattersley. She's been a good injection, partnering well with Cook across the line at the center pass. Singapore A with the center pass. Double team from the Isle of Man, but Singapore A find their way through. Long connection onto circle edge, and that high ball that they have favoured into Lee this second half, and she loves it. Thriving off the energy here. Feeling the confidence in her side. Hattersley rolls off. Johnston finds Swales. Cook again, under the post. Able to convert. Have the Isle of Man left it too late to try and get the win today. Singapore A, so strong.
Johnston says no.
But Johnston says no as she runs out of court, jumps the barrier. She's been so impressive. If anyone was going to drive their team through to the win, it would be her. Working overtime in attack. But the strength of the Singapore A side in defense has been impressive today. Just under 2 to go. Long shot, beautiful finish. 3 goals. Certainly doable. You can score quickly in netball, but Singapore A looking in control. Long ball in. Not to be this time. Isle of Man. They'll want to convert quickly. We've seen them be efficient in their movement. Great agility from Hattersley. Bounce pass, finds Cook on the goal line. One to go. 2 goals in it. And Isle of Man chasing down Singapore A with the ball. Swing and Cook opens up. Beautiful timing. We're shaking our heads up here with just how impressive she's been. Isle of Man, they're cheering on their side. Singapore A will need to stay composed for this last 30 seconds. And Johnston. Good patience from Singapore A. They'll want to retain possession here. They're not under any pressure. They do need to keep possession of the ball.
I think
15.
they've made their intent clear. They're just going to run the clock down to the last 10 seconds of the game.
Smart from them. 5 to go. I think the crowd can feel it. Oh! They tried to spoil it right at the end, but Singapore A just too strong. What an exciting first match to kick us off for day 2. Singapore A will be very happy with that. Isle of Man, though, an incredibly impressive performance.
Singapore A. The final score, Singapore A 39, Isle of Man 38. A huge round of applause for the team from Isle of Man. Put up a great effort.
What a great performance from both these talented sides. Kim, I'm going to put you on the spot here. An unofficial MVP is what I'm looking for from the game. It's just something in the commentary box. Doesn't apply to anything throughout the tournament. But with your expert opinion, who's your favourite today?
Oh, my favorite has to be Cook.
Yeah, we have certainly enjoyed the athletic performance, the beautiful well-timed drives of Cook. 167 centimetres. We spoke about what she needed to do as one of the shorter players, and she certainly delivered. So impressive. Conversely for Singapore, who impressed you there?
Li Xuan, I think the movements on her from centre to wing attack really paid dividends for the Singapore A team. Her speed and her drives on the circle edge really allowed the ball to enter the circle a lot earlier.
Wasn't she impressive? A incredibly talented athlete for Singapore A. And we will no doubt see much more from both of these teams. Singapore A able to get the win today. Isle of Man, though, a impressive performance. I've really enjoyed watching them play in this competition. And we will head back down court very shortly to hear from a representative from each side. We might have Johnston from the Isle of Man. Would love to hear from her. She had such an impressive game. And of course, both representatives to sign a game ball.
OCBC Arena alongside Rachel Johnston of the Isle of Man. Rachel, firstly, have you caught your breath? Because that was quite fun.
Not really, I don't think so. And I feel very red at the moment, so I can see myself on the screen, I am.
You're super red, you're catching your breath. I'll talk about the result in its entirety, but Q2 and Q3, proper showing from your team.
Yeah, so proud. I mean, we went down in the first quarter. I think we had a bit of nerves, but we brought it back. And I think that's what the Isle of Man is known for, is the fight back, and we always give it 110%. It's a shame that we lost by 1 goal in the end, but I couldn't be prouder.
You talk about couldn't be prouder. I guess the competition continues tomorrow. What will the team learn from this and recover for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we're just learning to really run through the ball, take the ball for us, and just keep going in the contest. It's different style. We're loving it. We're just going to keep learning.
Fantastic. Speaking of balls, I have one for you to sign. If you could just put your signature on that. And just one last signature on that screen right over there. Thank you, Rachel. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Rachel Johnston, so good from them today. And many of the youngsters here to try and get that game ball.
Zhao Laoshan standing by with Priscilla from the winning team, Singapore A. Must be nice to get the first victory of the Nations Cup.
Yeah, I think it has been a really tight fight with the Isle of Man, especially that we don't know how they play. So I think it has been a very good journey especially through the first quarter, second quarter, all the way to the last quarter. We could see the fighting spirit in our team, but really kudos to all the men for giving us a good fight.
You talk about that journey. You brought us on quite the journey because it was quite a roller coaster. After the strong Q1, when you go into Q2, Q3, wobble a bit, how difficult is it to come back stronger?
I think for us, it's really just being with our team, supporting one another, especially when we have our teams down. We just pat each other on the back and say, it's okay, we go again. So I think that is how that we come together as a team, and eventually come to a win.
Priscilla, I'll talk about your team in a short while, but I saw you fall down on the court as well. Is your jaw okay?
Yeah, my jaw is good.
Fantastic, which means you'll be ready for tomorrow. Your Wednesday opponents are friendly foes. It's the Singapore Vandas. How exciting is that going to be?
I think it's pretty exciting, especially we have been training with one another aside on left side and the right side of the court. We know how each other play, is how we are going to work together, overcome our opponents, and just treat them as one competitive team.
You can't wait, I can't wait. Just a final thing for you to do. Sign the ball, please. That's lovely. One last thing to sign, and then we'll go and give the ball to Team Neela. All right, Priscilla, get the ball. Those people have been putting up so much noise throughout the match, so why not we give it back to Team Neela. Boys and girls, you ready for a match ball? I hope it doesn't hit them. Can we throw the ball? Can we throw the ball? I'm a bit scared. Shall we throw it outside? Shall we throw it outside? Okay, change of plans. We're coming back there. We're coming back there. Here we go. Thank you, Priscilla. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Recover well. Singlife Nations Cup 2025, match day 2. One match down, 2 more to go. In a short while, we have Kenya against Malaysia.
And what a fantastic match that was, 39-38 to Singapore. A very well said from Priscilla Wong, crediting the work of her whole team, a combined effort. Stay tuned as we have 2 more exciting games for you today here at the Nations Cup.